Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
Hello, this is Dr. Jeanette Raymond, psychologist, psychotherapist, and relationship expert, here to talk to you today about what it's like to live with a partner who's constantly criticizing you and putting you on the defensive. Many of my patients tell me how exhausted they are with having to face a partner who seems to be geared up to looking for something to find wrong with them and criticizing. And it happens on both sides of the gender divide. So I hear it from women who feel that their male partners are criticizing the way they parent, the way they cook, the way they clean, the way they socialize, the way they dress. And I also hear it from many men who feel criticized and inadequate, that the way they play with their kids is no good, the way they sleep is no good, the way they stay out is no good, the way they eat is no good, the way they take care of their health is no good, they don't spend enough time at home, it's always a criticism. And what I hear from both sides is it's exhausting, and it makes you doubt your reality, because you're constantly having to stick up for yourself, to put your point of view forward, to make your good intentions known. So while your partner is pouring black, horrible gunk all over you and making you choke in it, you're trying to come out and breathe and say, but look, I'm actually good inside. Take a look and see how good I am, how selfless I am, how loving I am, how committed, how invested I am in the relationship. And of course, the more you do it, the more the partner sees you as a failure and trying to make excuses. So you, the one who's being criticized, does one of two things. You either withdraw completely into your shell and maybe, eat for comfort, drink for comfort, smoke weed for comfort, go on your phone for comfort, play video games for comfort, whatever it might be. And your partner then says, see, You're never there. You're not present. You don't participate. You leave all the work up to me. I can't rely on you. So you kind of feed into their view of you as a horrible, ineffective, useless partner. The second thing you might do is to fight. So you might say, no, that's not true. Look at what I did, and try to prove yourself and do better and make a more and more strenuous effort into proving that you're a good person with good intentions who's doing things for the relationship and for the family from a place of wanting to connect.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday. Your brother Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, has returned to the war room, the relationship war room, where I lay topics out flat in front of you so you and your partner can have the conversations you won't have on your own. Hey, now that's not speaking to all couples out there. I know there's some couples out there that are doing grown-up things, having grown-up conversations. Tonight's topic is a doozy, though. Constructive critique or malice, cruelty. How to decode your partner's words. Don't take it personal when it really gets personal. Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. Why is it that our partner's perspective of us matters so much? Why is it that they can say one thing that can destroy our whole sense of self? How does that happen? Why do we allow that to happen? Constructive critique or malicious cruelty. How to decode your partner's words. Don't take it personal when it gets really personal. 1-800-920-1580. You already know. I got questions. What is the importance of constructive criticism within intimate relationships? And do many people misidentify, misconstrue constructive criticism as negative and or destructive criticism? True or false? I'm just being honest. It's not criticism. You're just too sensitive. But you ask for my opinion. You can't blame me if you don't like it. Feedback can be confusing, especially when it comes from those we depend on or love. True or false? Why is it that way? How do we give constructive criticism to our significant other? What are some of the best ways to guide, inform, even educate our significant other without hurting their feelings? Is it possible to confuse constructive criticism from a partner as emotional abuse? Or is there a fine line? 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. This is a conversation, non-judgmental space. I want to hear your opinion. I'd like to talk with you. This is a conversation, not a monologue. Call in. Share your perspective. You may enlighten the nation. This is a national show. People will be calling in from all over the country. So get ready. How can you differentiate between constructive criticism and personal attacks when it comes to your significant other's observations and perceptions of you? How do you differentiate? Are you listening with your head or are you listening with your heart? And does your heart take it personal when your partner tells you the truth about you? Does your heart interpret what they're saying as an attack? Is criticism the same as emotional abuse or verbal abuse? When is feedback constructive criticism and unsolicited advice useful? When is criticism worrisome? And when is it abuse and time to walk away? That's a mouthful. That's a heavy question. What are the signs that your significant other's observations are rooted in their own insecurities rather than an accurate reflection of who you are? Is criticism in intimate relationships a toxic habit that can slowly ruin your relationship? When I come forward, you know the voice of reason is going to continue to cook, and the phone lines are open. I want to hear from you. Call me right now. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. Join the discussion.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Happy birthday, Metro K-Line. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, it's time you made today a K-Line day. The K-Line can connect you with fun, food, friends, and family from Crenshaw to Inglewood in one safe, clean, comfortable ride. Take the K-Line today and experience the diversity that makes LA such a great place to live, work, and play. Make it a K-Line day. Go Metro. Visit metro.net/K-Line.
For all of us, this generation and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look. And unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So, let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California, once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at a gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event. Or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action is the youth component of the impactful CBO, known as the Community Coalition. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action has chapters at almost every South LA high school. Say Yeah, as they are popularly known, is located at 80th and Vermont, but serves young people all over South LA. Under the COCO umbrella, they train youth organizers, help underserved scholars prepare for college, and work with students to help them gain admission to top universities. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action fosters teen activism, where young people have led campaigns moving tens of millions of dollars to South LA schools and forcing officials to make AP classes available to students in under-resourced institutions. SCEL scholars have taken part in the March on Washington, been published in major news outlets, and been elected to city council. Long before she was mayor, Karen Bass started the program when she founded the Community Coalition. To donate, volunteer, or enroll a student in South Central Youth Empowered Through Action, please visit cocsouthla.org. cocsouthla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
already know that playlist is cold-blooded. When's the last time you heard Don't Take It Personal? My playlist is my co-host. The Voice of Reason is live on KBLA Talk 1580. In any relationship, feedback plays a crucial role, okay? It plays a crucial role in one's personal growth and development. However, it is essential to discern between honesty, constructive criticism, and verbal abuse, right? This show, tonight's show, aims to shed light on the distinctions between these concepts and provide some sort of guidance on maintaining a healthy sense of self-worth and effective communication within a relationship. Now, differentiating honesty, criticism, and verbal abuse is not an easy thing to do, especially if you're self-unaware, you haven't healed from what you modeled. Because, listen, when you talk to any of these psychiatrists, psychologists, therapists, relationship coach, if they're worth their salt, they're going to be able to pinpoint some childhood trauma. They're going to be able to pinpoint something you went through that helped model how you look at the world, right? They're going to be able to do that if they're worth their salt. You're not going to find a human being, first off, you're not going to find a human being who hasn't gone through something that hasn't molded, shaped the way they view the world. And unfortunately fortunately and unfortunately, our early childhood, it molds the lens that we look at the world and relationships through. So like I said, differentiating between honesty, criticism, and verbal abuse is not easy, especially if it's your norm. Honesty is the foundation of trust in any relationship. It involves expressing one's thoughts and feelings authentically, right? Without malice or intent to harm. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just being honest, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, right? Constructive criticism, on the other hand, is a form of feedback aimed at helping an individual improve. Typically, coaches, right, offer constructive feedback. If you look at the etymology of the word coach, it means to help whoever is being coached to transform. It means to go from one place to another. That's what a real coach does. They get you at one point and they help you evolve and get to another point. Okay? So, constructive criticism, the intent behind it is to help an individual improve. It is delivered with empathy and respect and a genuine desire for growth. Verbal abuse is something totally different. Right? That's characterized by demeaning, belittling, or controlling language that seeks to undermine the recipient's self-esteem and emotional well-being. Is this happening in relationships? Yes or no? Call me now, 1-800-920-1580. Are you guilty of using it? Yes or no? Call me now, 1-800-920-1580. Now, recognizing the fine line, right, between criticism, right, verbal abuse, and constructive criticism, that's a tightrope. Differentiating between constructive criticism and emotional abuse can be challenging for most people. The key lies in understanding the intent behind the feedback. Now, it's hard for me to tell your intent when your tone and delivery is sideways. 1-800-920-1580. Get your tone and delivery together before you try to improve my life. Because clearly you got to work on communication if you're talking in a condescending, dismissive, flippant, glib, avoidant, kind of way, right? So, to recognize the fine line, you must focus on specific behaviors or actions. You must try to offer suggestions for improvement. Emotional abuse is a little harder to detect. However, it is driven by control, manipulation, and a desire to exert power over the other person? Why is it hard to detect? Well, if it's your norm, you're not even looking for it because that's what you modeled, right? It often involves personal attacks, insults, and a consistent pattern of demeaning behavior. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready to talk tonight? How can you effectively communicate with your significant other to understand the intentions behind their observations and perceptions, ensuring a balanced and respectful exchange of perspectives? Is constructive criticism good for intimate relationships? Do you make a space in your relationship to argue? Are arguments really bad for the relationship? I want to talk to y'all tonight. Let's get to the phone lines. Let's get it cracking right now. Who's been on the longest? Truemonger, Dallas, Texas. Get in here.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me, brother. Talk to me.
Oh, man.
Let it out, brother.
I think, like I was typing in the chat, I think intention makes a big difference. And the energy behind the words also plays a big role. I've been accused of being blunt, being somewhat harsh when I'm trying to communicate things. And I had to learn how to not necessarily stop that, but kind of ease up a bit, trying to make my point more clear without them feeling intimidated or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it comes from being in the sports environment, man, because you get critiqued and get criticized all the time.
Right.
Every little thing.
Right.
So you kind of pick up on that from your coaches because they may come at you with something that's more on the cruelty side at first. Mm-hmm. And then they'll go through it and critique and show you what it is. And you kind of learn the difference between the two as you get older and gain more life experience. Mm-hmm. And then, you come to your own. You got to realize everybody ain't built the same. Everybody doesn't process that stuff the same way. Mm-hmm. So it's always a learning process when you're dealing with relationships because you don't know how somebody's going to handle being critiqued. Mm. Or if you point something out that may be detrimental to them, you don't know how they'll respond to that. Mm-hmm. So you kind of, you're going to fail at times. You're going to fail a lot in your communication. Mm-hmm. But always have good intention with whatever you're bringing up, unless you're just being an a-hole and you just want to dog your partner out for whatever reason because you got low self-esteem or got issues and you want to take your issues out on them.
True. Give me 2 examples of constructive criticism. I'd like to see it.
Let's say your partner is just like in a situation where they're always getting into it with their relatives or whatnot. Mm-hmm. You kind of bring it up to them and ask questions, try to get some feedback on why they may be getting into these situations. And you try to do it respectfully. Mm-hmm. And yet they don't know how to give you an answer or a straight answer. Mm-hmm. But it's just, you can tell there's a lot of emotions tied into it. Mm-hmm. You're like, okay, kind of back off a little bit. And then you continue to see it happen. Mm-hmm. And then you try to get to the bottom line of what really the issue is. Mm-hmm. So at some point, that honesty has to come out in order to find a resolution. But if you just keep getting into it with them, just for the sake of getting into it, and nobody's trying to fix anything, that's going to create a bigger problem. Mm. So you might get to the point where you have to be more blunt about your approach. Still with respect and love in mind. Right. But you're like, look, I've asked nicely. You keep brushing it off, but every time y'all around each other, it's the same thing. We need to find a solution to this, or at least start to find a solution to where y'all can rectify this stuff and where people can move forward.
I love it. Truemonger, guess what you just did?
What's that, sir?
You brought Dallas, Texas in the building. Man, I appreciate it. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Tonight's topic, we got a slapper up in here. Constructive critique or malicious cruelty. How to decode your partner's words. Don't take it personal when it gets really personal. I love it when my folks call in and share their insights. We got another caller. Let's get him in here. Southern California is in the building. Southern California, stand up. Banks, Bellflower, California, get in here.
What up, Big Zoe?
What up, brother? What up? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, Banks.
God bless you, man.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Sir.
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to have to hold you and carry you over. Are you good with that?
It's all good, man.
Because
Okay.
Banks, I already know what you about to do. You need space. You need room to lay this thing down.
All the time. You got it right.
You
brother. That's
underdig, Banks? Hold tight. When we come forward, back to Southern California we come with more heat.
Ahead of you. Love was here, now it's gone. So it's time you keep moving on. Don't take it personal. Take the bitter with the sweet. Easy come, easy go. Don't take it personal.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Former President Donald Trump is appealing a gag order that prevents him from verbally attacking others in his January 6th election interference case. The notice doesn't include legal arguments, but his legal team is expected to challenge the order on the grounds of free speech. That comes just a day after Black Judge Tanya Chutkan seemed to side with prosecutors in restricting Trump's language, prohibiting him from speech targeting expected witnesses and court personnel. Heightened security continues in New York City with tensions high because of the war between Israel and Hamas. Mayor Eric Adams says there's no dangerous threats to the city at the moment.
We're going to continue to monitor and keep an eye out, as I've always stated, for the lone wolves who are radicalized in their own homes.
The black mayor says there's no indication there's a substantial increase in attacks on Palestinians after being asked about possible hate crime incidents. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black. Follow the leader. Following the leader. Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Boom, 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 boom.
Nissan has a car for every driver who wants more. More action. More fun. More guts. More head turns. More adventure. More electric. At Nissan, more is all we do.
Turning my pain into purpose is pretty much what I have done to start this foundation.
In August 2020, after the death of George Floyd, Bridget Floyd and other family members established the George Floyd Memorial Foundation in support of the Black community.
It's going to take more than just us as a foundation. It's going to take the community, the world, to make a change.
Fight for racial justice for the Black community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
If you're a veteran with a service-connected disability that is directly impacting your ability to work, resources are available to help you find employment. VA's Veteran Readiness and Employment, or VR&E, can assist you with finding a job that uses your existing skills. Or, if you're interested in exploring a new field, a VR&E counselor can help you determine the right education or training options for a new career. Find out if VR&E is right for you by visiting va.gov/VRE today.
1 in 4 Americans today are living with a disability. I'm one of them. People with disabilities are extremely talented, resilient problem solvers that have so much to offer. And we've got a trusted ally on our side, an organization we can rely on, Easter Seals. Easter Seals is leading the way to full equity, inclusion, and access to healthcare, employment, and education for people with disabilities, families, and communities. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours.
Learn more and get involved at easterseals.com.
Joey from Vermont, a farmer trying to get through the winter. Adriana from South Carolina, a single mother living paycheck to paycheck. Liam from Ohio, an injured father struggling to provide for his family. Hi, I'm Shanola Hampton, and I support the Feeding America network of food banks because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for voting rights. When We All Vote is a leading national nonpartisan initiative on a mission to change the culture around voting and to increase participation in each and every election by helping to close the race and age gap. Created by Michelle Obama, When We All Vote brings together individuals, institutions, brands, and organizations to register new voters across the country and advance civic education for the entire family and voters of every age to build an informed and engaged electorate for today and generations to come. When We All Vote empowers their supporters and volunteers to take action through voting, advocating for their rights, and holding their elected officials accountable. Please visit whenweallvote.org to stand up for your rights, voting rights. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Just had a fight with my woman over something trivial told. We rarely have confrontation, and if the I said really was bold, I think she get it from my mama. Her bitterness passed down from old. When I'm calling out her drama, she too defensive to listen, I'll call zone. Look at me, I got problems. You got the type of advice that I need. I couldn't get through on the mention series. Dana was hogging up the time that I need. Between working or being so clingy, plus the time zone difference don't make it more easy. So I figured I'd call in early. Turn my life down, mercy, I got through. You tuned in, yeah. So just lay back your mind. So that everybody tuning in to soul. Cause he is.
When your spouse has a complaint about you, your initial instinct can be to get defensive, especially depending on how your spouse says it. It might come out when your husband or wife is angry or hurt or annoyed. Like maybe it's the 50th time that you left your dirty towel on the bedroom floor and she just can't take it anymore. Or maybe it's the 3rd time that you moved your husband's tools even though he told you to never touch them, but they were right in the middle of the kitchen table and honestly, you just had to. Not that I've ever done that. Not that I am guilty of that by association. Totally am. But honestly, think about it. When we are dating, we tend to let more things slide because we are focused on that next thing. The concert we're going to next week, maybe getting engaged, wanting to get married, whatever it might be, our focus is forward. So we're more likely to let things that annoy us or get on our nerves slide a little bit. And honestly, we probably think they'll change. Over time, their habits that I don't like, they'll just change. But once we get married, we aren't looking forward towards anything anymore. We've already gotten married, and we begin to get stuck in what's happening now around us. And those things that used to annoy us about our husbands or our wives that we let slide when we were dating, or maybe we even thought were kind of cute, start to become very annoying. And maybe even more than annoying. Maybe they had habits where they would correct you in public or do things like that. And now you can't stand it. And now you feel disrespected by it. And now if they do it one more time, you're going to lose your mind. You probably have some complaints about your spouse, and your spouse has some complaints about you as well. But these complaints don't have to ruin our marriage. They can actually end up making our marriage better depending on how we handle it when our spouse brings up a complaint about us to us. What tends to happen is we don't bring up these things with our spouse that annoy us or frustrate us or that hurt our feelings. We stuff it down until a straw breaks the camel's back. And then it can tend to come out as an attack. I can't believe that you act like a complete pig, leaving all of your dirty clothes and towels on the floor. What in the world is wrong with you? Or maybe it's, I told you 100 times not to touch my stuff. Are you stupid? Can you not hear me? That's typically how it ends up coming across because we don't talk about it in a soft, calm way at the beginning of when it starts to annoy us. And when conversations start, like when you're attacking your spouse, it's normal to get defensive. And you may not be able to actually hear what the other person is saying because all you want to do at that point is defend yourself. I didn't leave the towels on the floor, or I had a great reason to. Why are you yelling at me about it? Why don't you change the way that you approach me about it? That's how we tend to handle it. And when your spouse brings up a complaint about you, maybe it's about how you spend the money, or maybe it's about the tone of voice that you use, or maybe it's about how they wish you would wash the dishes a different way. Whatever it might be, it can be difficult to hear the intention behind it and not get defensive. But if you really want to be able to move forward in your marriage, ask yourself the following questions. Number 1, ask yourself, is the complaint valid? Is what they are saying actually true? Or are they saying it as a one-time thing out of anger? We can all get so angry that we say things that we don't mean. So what you want to look for is look back over the past few months, maybe even the past few years, and say, is this a recurring thing that my spouse continues to say to me? Do they continue to bring up how they feel like I'm talking down to them when I use a certain tone of voice? And I don't mean to come across like I'm angry, but they say that that's how they feel when I talk. Is this something that's recurring? Is this something that may be true, that maybe I need to change about the way that I interact with them? The second thing to do is to ask yourself.
She was cooking. Oh, Lord, the voice of reason. The VOR is on fire tonight. You already know what we're doing tonight. Tonight's topic, constructive critique or malicious cruelty. How to decode your partner's words. Don't take it personal when it gets really personal. Your tone and delivery factors in quite a bit. How can you strike a balance between honoring your significant other's observations and staying true to your authentic self, ensuring that you maintain your individuality and personal values in the relationship? You know what? You see me that way. And for you, that is your truth in your reality. No disrespect to your reality. I visit there from time to time. But in my reality, that is not the truth. And it's okay. And there might be some space in between our universe where it intersects. where you can pick up something that is actually true in both universes. It's fine. It's fine. But we must remain respectful at all times. This is why it's always I. This is I language, right? From my perspective, this is how I, experience you. Now, I could be off. I always preface that, and I still be in arguments. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason is on fire tonight. Let's get Banks from Bellflower back up in here. Talk to me, Banks.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Great topic, man. You're right on it. You're right on point tonight.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about it, man. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, man. Well, the thing is, I have to give you a perspective coming from the Word of God. I mean, the Word of God said the truth will make you free. Okay? Mm-hmm. And so when you tell somebody, I mean, you have to be not harsh or nothing, but you have to come in a respectable manner. It's just like, I have to line it up with the Word of God. If you lined up with the Word of God, then you're going to go right. The Word going to keep you right on the track. Mm-hmm. It's just like having intimate relationships. The Bible tells us that your body don't belong to you. Your body belongs to me. My body belongs to her. So
what verse is that? I don't want to ask. I'm interested. What verse is that? Your body belongs to your wife, and her body belongs to her husband. What verse is that, brother? Please.
Yeah, that's I believe it's in the book of Proverbs.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
But go ahead, finish your thought, my friend.
Yeah, and so, but at the same token, man, you just have to have a submitted tone towards your significant other, and you guys have to treat each other with respect and dignity, and then, life is a learning experience. You have to, when you meet somebody, you're meeting a representative. You're not meeting that person. You really meeting a representative, so you learn them as time goes on. She learning how you are, and you learn how they are. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, brother, I love it. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for the insight. You brought Bellflower, California in the building. Southern Cal is on the board. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, I'm going back to Los Angeles and then Oakland. Call me. And the brother was right. It is in the Bible. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 1 through 16. When we come forward, we're going to get into it.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family was founded to help address domestic violence and sexual assault in the Asian and the Pacific Islander communities. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family's mission is to build healthy and safe communities by addressing the root causes and consequences of family violence and violence against women. They are committed to meeting the specific cultural and language needs of the Asian and Pacific Islander women and their families. CPAF's vision is of an Asian and Pacific Islander community that embraces healthy relationships and works in partnership with other communities to eradicate all forms of violence. To access services, volunteer, or for more info, visit nurturingchange.org. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe everyone deserves to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
My name's Tevin. What's yours? We were holding hands in the park. We had to hurry home before it starts. I can't wait to see you smile again. And I love the time we spent. I waited for the break of day to come, so I can see your smile in the sun. I guess I couldn't wait to get to school, oh baby, to see your pretty face. I've got to stay cool. Break it down. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. Ooh, the way you receive oh, baby. Don't take this as an aggression. Girl, I've learned my lesson. Leave me. Ooh, that you way you receive me. Don't take this as an aggression. That's why I just wanna be alone with you. I just wanna be alone with you. There's nothing else.
Boy, that playlist. Come on, Tevin. Produced by Al B. Shore. Don't get it twisted. Al B. Shore was one of the greatest 90s producers ever. Don't ever get it twisted, man. Tevin Campbell, Alone with You. You already know my playlist is my co-host, and it's on absolute fire tonight. Tonight's topic is a doozy, of course. We're talking about something really, really heavy. We're talking about being able to accept constructive criticism and how oftentimes constructive criticism is misinterpreted as negative criticism or nagging or being disrespectful, or it could be misinterpreted as many different things. But we want to talk about your stories. You know the phone line is open, and I want to hear from you guys. We got a couple of callers on the line. We're going to get to them in 2 seconds. To address criticism in a relationship, both partners must commit to open and honest communication. If you don't commit to open and honest communication, I got to be able to tell you I'm disappointed in you. I got to be able to, there has to be space. Man, I was once told to do better. Now, I'm going to be honest. when I was initially told to do better, my man interpreter ignored it, it just washed over me. I didn't even really respond. Because, normally you get who you talking to? You understand? But I was told to do better. And then upon further reflection, I recognized, they were right. I need to do better. It's just that simple. And some people could take their partner telling them to do better, right, as an attack. If your insecurities are there, my insecurities just put up a block. It's almost as if my insecurities ran right to my ears and edited that piece out. I was told point blank, do better. 1-800-920-1580. I'm telling you, this is a tough thing to do, but you got to commit to open and honest communication. You got to establish a safe space where both individuals can express their thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment or retaliation. You got to practice active listening, empathy, and understanding. You must seek to understand the intentions behind the criticism and work together to find constructive solutions. Remember, growth and improvement should be a shared goal, fostering a stronger, healthy relationship. That sounds flowery and beautiful, but the reality of it is it's a lie. Because the moment most people say something that is considered offensive, that is considered disrespectful, not only is the conversation not going to go anywhere, we got new grudges to deal with for the next conversation. We got new issues to deal with because of how you came at me. 1-800-920-1580. Let's get to it. Miss JB, Los Angeles, California. Get in here. You got to turn down your living room. Turn your living room all the way down.
Let me hold on.
Yes.
Let me make sure that I take everything off.
Yes.
I'm about to do right.
All right.
Right.
Here we go.
So no, the last part, what you just said, I'm gonna go backwards. That whole last part about we gotta figure out how we got once all the damage is done. Now we're worried about a whole nother situation. You said this, I said that, and that's facts. It starts off butterflies and rainbows. That's the goal. But now I don't like the way you said it, and I feel violated. And now we're arguing about something that we don't even remember about how we got there, because it's the tonality, and that needs to be worked on. And what we don't understand, or what I don't understand, let me put it on me, is the tonality from the relationship. We get there and there's damage, and we think we're working through it, but there's still something that's going to bring that arrogance out, and it pulls it back. And then now we're back. We don't know how we got there. We thought we were doing the work. I will say, for me, I am that individual that is like, yo, what's going on? And sometimes my tonality, after a while, becomes more aggressive because I have been talking about it. And I need to learn, as a woman, as a Black woman, as a single woman that has been out here, we've been, we've toughened up. It's a different dynamic out now.
Talk to me.
So the dynamic is we have become our own protectors. We don't have any protectors because for whatever reason, we ain't talking about that. That's not a subject. But for whatever reason, we have to protect ourselves. And you want me to be soft, but I need you to be soft. And I'm not calling you a punk, but I need you to tone it down because now I have learned to be aggressive. And I'm a barking dog, and I don't want to be a barking dog. I need you to allow me to be free, like a Roman straight. I can even be a stray dog, roaming looking for food. However, but if you threaten me because you have not protected me, then that's what it is. And it's not personal. It's just natural. And so what I need other individuals to understand that if I need to work with you, you got to work with me.
Mm-hmm.
It is a quick pro quo, Sons of the Lamb. I need you to do the same thing.
Yes.
And if I'm willing to do the work, I need you to do the work because I, too, am broken.
Mm-hmm.
And we both have to communicate on that level. And I am guilty of, being more aggressive, like, and my tonality of frustration that I have embedded in me. It was quiet. Wow. And now the she hero got to come out, and it is like a bomb.
Wow.
It is 0 to 100. And then I feel bad because I'm a lady. I feel bad that I became out of my character.
Right.
My natural character, not a pretentious character. My natural character is to be soft. But because you made me not soft, I have to be the man, not the man, but I have to carry that energy.
Guess what you just did, Miss JB? Guess what you just did? Miss JB, guess what you just did? Do you know what you just did?
Yes, sir. I don't know, sir. I'm just, Zelda.
You brought Los Angeles in the building. Lord have mercy. You've been cooking. Oh, she set it on fire. Miss JB is in the building. We appreciate the insight. Listen, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. LA, stand up. Miss JB just set the bar.
I've got to be for real. Oh, you never call me back again. Don't leave me. Don't leave. Oh, no.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest.